In the mid-2000s in Los Angeles, material appearance took precedence over almost everything else, except oxygen. When you see someone driving a $100,000 car down the street, what factual data point do you actually possess about their wealth? The only empirical fact you have is that the owner has exactly $100,000 less, or $100,000 more in debt, than they did before they bought it. Modern capitalism makes a cherished industry out of helping people finance an outward mirage. It is entirely possible for a mediocre earner to spend a massive percentage of their paycheck projecting financial success. The singer Rihanna nearly went bankrupt from overspending and sued her financial advisor. The advisor's public response was blunt. Was it really necessary to tell her that if you spend money on things, you will end up with the things and not the money? There is an absolute difference between being rich and being wealthy. Being rich means you have a high current income, allowing you to afford the monthly payments on expensive items. True wealth consists of financial assets that haven't been converted into visible stuff. It is the cars not purchased, the diamonds not bought. Because wealth is invisible, we fall into a trap. We cannot learn to build wealth by imitating others, because we only ever see their richness. Most financial advice operates on the assumption that saving money requires a specific spending goal, like accumulating a down payment on a house or buying a new car. During the 1970s oil crisis, our global economy faced a severe scarcity. We survived that crisis not by finding more oil, but by building machines and homes that consumed far less energy. The same logic dictates personal finance. Building wealth is powered by your own efficiency and frugality. Investment returns are unpredictable, but your personal consumption is entirely within your control. Your savings rate is merely the psychological gap between your ego and your income. When you care less about what others think of you, you naturally desire less. This gap creates the only asset setting you apart in a world where everyone is smart. As competition expands globally, the advantage shifts from technical intelligence to the simple, soft-skilled ability to remain flexible. Saving without a specific spending goal buys you the ultimate invisible asset, flexibility. It gives you the unmeasurable power to wait, to change careers on your own terms, and to pounce on opportunities when others are forced to act out of desperation. Academic finance is devoted to a singular pursuit, finding the most mathematically perfect, rational investment strategy possible. In the early 20th century, a psychiatrist named Julius Wagner Jahreg developed a terrifying but highly effective method for curing severe syphilis. He intentionally injected his patients with a weak strain of malaria. The biological science behind this is sound. A fever is a highly rational evolutionary defense mechanism designed specifically to help the body fight off an infection. Yet, despite the science, almost everyone universally suppresses fevers with pills. We do this for a simple reality. Fevers hurt, and humans do not like to hurt. This disconnect applies to money. A Yale study proved aggressively buying stocks on margin yields 90% more retirement wealth, even after total wipeouts. But it's functionally useless. No normal person could watch their account evaporate and remain calm. You are an emotional human, not a spreadsheet. A financial strategy that is pretty reasonable, allowing you to sleep at night and preventing you from quitting during a crash, will always outperform a strategy that is coldly rational on paper. This tension between paper logic and human emotion extends to macroeconomics. Investors and economists routinely rely on historical data as an unassailable map to predict future market conditions. We treat investing as a hard science, yet it is really just a group of people making emotional decisions with limited information. As physicist Richard Feynman noted, physics would be much harder if electrons had feelings. This chart displays the frequency of United States recessions. Structural changes in the economy constantly shift the rules of the game, rendering old data obsolete. Benjamin Graham, widely considered the father of value investing, constantly updated and discarded his own famous mathematical formulas. He recognized that as industries evolved and technology advanced, the market environment he previously studied no longer existed. Historical data also fails to account for the outlier problem. Of the 15 billion people born in the last 2 centuries, less than a dozen individuals completely dictated the political and economic direction of the modern world. Finance is governed by a similar butterfly effect. The September 11th attacks prompted the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates, which helped drive the housing bubble, triggering a financial crisis, creating a poor jobs market, pushing millions to seek higher education, directly leading to today's massive student loan crisis. Surprises are the only constant in economic history, proving that past data can never set the boundaries for the future. Unseen psychological resilience is what allows you to survive the inevitable surprises of tomorrow. It is the only asset that actually matters when the map of history stops matching the road ahead.